So like if we have three quantities x, y and z, and if I have to add all this three and then I have to take its square. So what is the simple way of doing this all? You have to take the square of first quantity, square of second quantity, square of third quantity, add this, then you just multiply one with other. So like plus 2xy, then y with z plus 2yz plus z with x. So plus 2zx.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is expanded form. Whatever is written on the right hand side, that is expanded form of this identity. So the question will be generally you will be given three terms and square of that, and you have to write it in expanded form. So expanded form, you can see there will be six terms in expanded form: x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy plus 2yz plus 2zx. So there will be six terms in all. So if there is negative sign, let's say in between, so you have to consider that negative sign, put it like y. If here you have written y as positive, but let's say if there is negative, then you have to put minus y whole square. Understood? So things will
Yes,
change
ma'am.
accordingly with the sign. So that will not be reflected, that sign will not be reflected in square, because if we take the square of negative number, then it is positive. But it will be reflected here where we are multiplying them. You can see plus 2xy. So if y is negative, then this will become minus 2xy.
Okay, ma'am.
So that observation you have to carry on. Okay, so let's start then some revision, and I will just help you out what type of questions you need to prepare. So which topic you want to know from me, how to prepare? Is it polynomial you want to know how to prepare for polynomial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just a minute, I'm just giving you an insight. This type of question you should be very thorough with, I should say. So see, if I start with polynomial, then you can expect that how to understand that a particular statement is a polynomial or not. So how you will be guessing it? You need to observe the powers, and if powers are like positive, okay, like 2, 3, 10, whatever, if they are whole numbers, or you can say if they are whole number, then we say that it is a polynomial. But if they are negative or fractional, then it is not a polynomial. So you should put
And
this
if it is
thing.
a root,
Yes, Divyansh, you want to say something?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if it is a root, ma'am, then also it won't be a polynomial.
No, no. If it is a root, then it is not a polynomial. Like you can see, this is 3 root t. So root t means t to the power 1 by 2. So whenever there is a fraction on the variable, or whenever there is, you can see this, so whenever there is like negative number on the variable, then this 2 will not be a polynomial. So for a polynomial, it is definitely true that it should be a whole number. It cannot be
Okay, ma'am.
negative, it cannot be fraction. So this you should keep it in your mind, that how can I decide that a particular algebraic expression is a polynomial or not. So the way of deciding is that the power on variable should always be a whole number. It cannot be negative, it cannot be fraction. So this is the gist
Okay,
of
ma'am.
question number 1. And let's say if I want to calculate the coefficient. So coefficient is means what number is multiplied with that variable. So if in a general way I say what do you understand by coefficient, then coefficient is the number which is multiplied with that variable.
Okay, ma'am.
And degree is the highest power. So if we try to jot down what are the observation, I'm just putting it on the board so that you can also put it in your notes. So I'm just giving the name of the topic, that is polynomial. So how to decide, how to identify a polynomial, power on variable should be a whole number. Power on variable can't be negative or fraction or fractional number like 1 by 2, 1 by 3.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is first point you should take care. Then comes second one, coefficient of polynomial. Coefficient of polynomial, particular term, particular variable. So how to find the coefficient of polynomial which has some particular variable? So that is number multiplied to the variable. Whatever is the number multiplied to the variable. Like if I write this is a polynomial. So what is coefficient of x square? So coefficient of x square is the number which is multiplied to x square. That is 2.
Okay, ma'am.
So these are 2 points. Then if we move to the degree of polynomial, degree of polynomial means highest power on the variable. Like if I write a polynomial 5x to the power 4 plus 4x to the power 3 plus x to the power 10. So which is the highest power?
10.
10. So degree of this polynomial is 10. After that, we talk about the types of polynomial based upon their degree. So if degree of polynomial is 1, then we call that polynomial as linear polynomial. If degree of polynomial is 2, we call that
Quadratic.
quadratic polynomial. If degree is 3,
Cubic.
then we call it cubic polynomial. If degree is 4,
Biquadratic.
then we call it biquadratic polynomial. Okay, so this is the gist of first exercise. Okay, so let's move to the second exercise. In second exercise, you have to find zero of the polynomial and value of the polynomial. Okay, what two things you need to do? You need to find the zero of the polynomial and value of the polynomial. So I'm just sharing you the way. Zero of polynomial. So zero of polynomial means what is the value of x? If I put
And we have
that,
to split it to zero and then the number will be put on it.
correct. So if we have a polynomial, let's say if the polynomial is x plus 5 is equal to 0. This is a linear polynomial. So what value should I put instead of, what should I substitute for x so that value of polynomial will become 0? Okay, so if I put
Minus
x,
5.
yeah, if I put x is equal to minus 5, then value of polynomial will become 0. So 0 of the polynomial is the value of variable, the value of variable that makes the value of polynomial 0. So what is the value of variable I should take so that whole polynomial or value of whole polynomial will become 0? That is called 0 of the polynomial. Like if I want to find the 0 of polynomial, I'm just showing you the screen. Okay, you can see question number 4 is entirely devoted to finding out the 0 of the polynomial. So let's say if I want to find the 0 of the polynomial 6. So polynomial is like given it is ax, and if I want to find the 0, so what step I will be doing? I will be equating it to 0. Then what is the value of x? So 0 upon a. So what should I put the value of x so that whole polynomial becomes 0? So the correct answer is 0. If I put instead of x, if I substitute it 0, then you can see whole polynomial's value will become 0.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is one type of question where you need to find the 0 of the polynomial. Another is that you need to check, are the number given aside are the 0 of the polynomial or not. So what you need to do, you substitute the value of x and check, am I getting 0? If you are getting 0 as the value of polynomial, then yes, it is the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, Devyansh, can you check for fourth part?
Yes, ma'am.
Another thing which is important in this exercise is to find the value of the polynomial. Value of polynomial. So what does value of polynomial means? Let's say fx is some polynomial like x square plus 5x plus 2. And if I want to calculate the value of this polynomial, so for that what you need to do, you will be given some x, you will be given some values, like if I say I am given x is equal to a, so what I am going to do, I will substitute in place of x, I will be putting a and then will continue. So you can see the value of polynomial at f is at x is equal to a is a square plus 5a plus 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so whatever is the value given, that value you have to substitute in place of variable. So once you substitute that value in place of variable, you will get the value of whole polynomial. So I'm just showing you some question that you can try. So just try fourth part. You have to find P0, P1 and P2.
Ma'am, if we substitute 0, ma'am, it will be 0. P 0, it will be 0. Now when we substitute 1, it will be 0, and if we substitute 2, then it will be 3.
Leona, have you also completed the fourth part?
No, I'm still in it.
Okay. Divyansh, please check your answer. Do it again.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, P0 will be -1, P1 will be 0, P2 will be 3.
P0 you are saying is -1. That is correct. P1
0,
0. It is correct. P2
3.
very good. Now it is correct. So pehle why have you done it wrong?
Ma'am, there was a mistake.
So Leona, you have also cross verified. You are getting the same answers or not? So then comes the remainder theorem. Okay, so remainder theorem is basically like if we divide two polynomial, then if I divide it, then I can get quotient and remainder. But let's say if I don't divide this two, if I don't divide like this two polynomial with each other, so can I get the remainder without undergoing long division? So that answer is remainder theorem. So whenever we are dealing with remainder theorem, we can just find out the remainder without undergoing long division. So long division is another way of doing this question. But if it is asked explicitly to find the remainder without like going for long division, so yes, we can find it without going for long division. And what is the way? If I say, if I take divisor, I need to equate divisor to 0. So what I am doing, I am equating divisor to 0. So I got the value of x is 1. -1 will move to another side. So what I am getting, I am getting the value of x is 1. Now without undergoing long division, I just have to substitute value of x is 1 in this dividend. So if I substitute x is equal to 1, I got 1 to the power 4, 1 to the power 3, minus 2 into 1 to the power 2 plus 1 plus 1. So if you solve it, you will be getting remainder. And if you do it by long division, then also you will get the same remainder. So that is a short trick of finding out remainder. That is why that theorem is called remainder theorem. We can find the remainder without undergoing long division. And what is the way? You have to equate divisor by 0 and get the value of variable. Just substitute that value of variable in dividend. Then you
Okay,
will
ma'am.
get remainder. So you will definitely be asked in your test remainder theorem. I am assuming it. Okay. So just quickly try for fourth part, everyone. So what is the way you need to adopt here? You have to equate, this is divisor. So equate this divisor to 0. So you will be getting the value of variable that you have to substitute in dividend. So just substitute and tell me.
Is it minus pi plus 3 pi plus 1?
Speak again.
Ma'am, is it minus pi plus 3 pi plus 1?
No, you went wrong. Very silly mistake, I should say. Don't do silly mistake. See, x is given minus pi. That you agree?
Ma'am, I'm doing it once first. Ma'am, is it minus pi plus 3 pi minus 3 pi plus 1?
No, incorrect. So Dhanvi, are you through with the answer? Can you tell me the answer?
Ma'am, can I tell?
I'm doing.
Okay, yes, Divyansh.
Ma'am, is it minus pi cube plus minus 3 pi minus 3 minus 3 pi square minus 3 pi plus 1?
So you have done one silly mistake only. Just recheck your answer.
Ma'am, is it minus pi cube plus 3 pi square minus 3 pi plus 1?
Now it is correct. So you can see this is x cube. So in place of x, I am substituting minus pi. So you have to put cube above it. Then plus 3. Now what is x minus pi? I am putting square above it. Plus 3. I will be multiplying it by minus pi plus 1. So if you do the cube of minus pi into minus pi into minus pi. So it is just like your, what do you say, when you are in class 8, you used to do one chapter that is called exponent and power. So nothing is written, that means 1. So it is like operation is multiplication. Okay. And the power is 1. So you need to add this 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that is making minus pi cube. And if I multiply 2 pi minus pi, so minus and minus, when they get multiplied, it becomes positive. and pi into pi. If nothing is written, what does it mean? 1. So just apply the law of exponent. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So what I am getting? 3 pi square. And 3 into minus pi is minus 3 pi plus 1. So this is the correct answer. So please assure yourself these are the things which will be asked. Definitely, one question will definitely come from remainder theorem. So if I ask you to try question number 2, just do it fast. It is easy one.
Ma'am, is the answer a cube plus a square plus 5a?
That is incorrect, Leona. Please take care of calculation while you are doing question. Recheck.
Ma'am, is it a cube minus a square plus 5a?
Still incorrect.
मैम वैसे it should be a cube minus a square plus 6a minus a.
Incorrect. I don't know why you are doing that silly mistake.
And should it be a cube minus a cube plus 6a plus
Incorrect.
6a minus a?
So you need to do one more step after that, Dhanvi. That is correct. Do one more step. That is not the final answer. That is only first step, which you are telling me. That is first step of this question. What is the second step? That is the answer.
Ma'am, 5a.
Yes. 5a is the
Ma'am, a
answer.
cube minus a cube will be 0. 5a.
Yes. Yes. So if I just put this divisor equal to 0, I told you that whenever we have to solve it with the help of remainder theorem, I have to equate divisor to 0. So I got the value of x as a. Now substitute this value of x in the dividend. So if I substitute, then it becomes a to the power 3, that is a cube minus a. And in place of x, I am substituting a. So a square plus 6a minus a. So a cube, now you can see a and a square. If I multiply this two, you can just apply the law of exponent, which we have done in very, like I should say, 8th class we used to do. Nothing is written means 1. And if base is a, then power will get added. 1 plus 2 is 3. So what it is? A cube minus a cube, and 6a minus a is 5a.
5a.
Then a cube minus a
That will
cube
be
will get
0.
subtracted 0. So the final answer should be 5a. Understood. So this there can be one question from remainder theorem. Now let's move to the next exercise. Okay, so that is like you might be asked one question from this middle term splitting, and you need to check is that particular number a factor of this polynomial or not? So let's try the third part. So how can we check that this number is a factor of this polynomial?
Ma'am, x plus 1 is equal to 0, so x will be minus 1.
Correct. Then after that,
We will substitute x as minus 1.
correct. Then,
Ma'am, if we get the answer 0, so it is a polynomial.
correct. Then it is a
Ma'am,
factor.
is that a power 4 on x?
Speak again.
Ma'am, is that a power 4 on x?
No, I have not given you to solve yet. I am discussing the way, Divyansh. On that you need to focus. So what is the way Leona has told? Divyansh, can you repeat?
Ma'am, first, ma'am, we have to equate x plus 1 to 0, and
Mhm.
ma'am, there will be minus 1, x
Hmm.
equals to minus 1. Then, ma'am, we'll substitute the value of x to minus 1, and then ma'am, we'll solve it.
And if we are getting the value as 0, then it
Yes, ma'am.
indicates that it is a factor. So
Yes,
go ahead
ma'am.
now. So like if I choose third part, you have to check is gx a factor of px. So how can you check it? Anyone just tell me the way of doing?
Ma'am, x minus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to 3.
Yes. So that value of x you have to substitute in px. Just do it.
Ma'am, I got 0.
Okay, you got 0. So what do you think?
Ma'am, it's a fact.
Others?
Ma'am, it's a factor.
Okay, that is Leona's answer. What others are saying? Everyone agrees?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is a factor. So when you substitute x is equal to 3, then you will get the value of px as 0. Okay, so let's quickly try factorization. And this type of question might come, you have to find the value of k. That will definitely come. So let's try the second part.
Ma'am, here we have to determine like x as 1.
Yeah, substitute x as 1.
Ma'am, is the answer k plus 2 root 2?
What are you saying, Leona? Read the question, then reply. Read the question. What does question ask? What you have to calculate?
Ma'am, sorry. Ma'am, is k is equal to minus 2 root 2?
K is equal to minus 2 root 2.
Yes, ma'am.
No, that is wrong. Please pay attention. You are doing very silly mistake, I should say. It is not minus 2 root 2. Just concentrate where you are going wrong.
Ma'am, is k is equals to minus 2 plus under root 2.
Yes, ma'am said that.
No, very small mistake again, Dhanvi, I should say. Very small. You can do it better. Divyansh, are you ready with the answer?
And actually, the minus will be the 2 plus root 2 will be in the bracket and minus sign will be outside.
Yeah, now it is correct. Absolutely correct. So it should, if you put them like in a bracket, then you can say the minus is lying out. Now it is correct. So see how to do, Dhanvi, can you explain how you have done this part?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I first substitute the value of x as 1 and I just put it in the according to the equation and I got 2 plus k plus under root 2. And then I took 2 plus k plus under root 2 as 0 and then I substitute the whole value and I after that I got minus 2 plus whole root 2.
So see if it is a factor. So if x minus 1 is a factor, so the first thing you need to do is to find the value of x. Now substitute the value of x and equate the polynomial to 0. So when I substitute the value of x as 1, then it becomes 2 plus k into 1, that is k, plus root 2 is equal to 0. So when you need to find the value of k, what is the value of k? So just put all the constant terms on the right hand side. So it is plus 2. When it go to other side, it will be minus 2. Here it is plus root 2. On the other side, it will be minus root 2. So this is how you need to attempt this question. So please try fourth part also.
Ma'am, is it k is equal to 3 by 2?
It is correct.
Now can you
Divyansh,
yes, ma'am?
what you are saying?
Now can you tell this one?
Yeah. Leona, how you have got the answer?
Ma'am, first of all, x minus 1 is equal to 0, x is equal to 1. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm substituting x as 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then, ma'am, x into 1 square is a, sorry, k into 1 square is k, minus 3 into 1 is minus 3, plus k. Then k plus k will be 2k, minus 3 is equal to 0. Then minus 3 goes to the other side, it will be plus 3, and k, it 2k is in multiplication, so k 2 will go to the other side, it will be in division, so it will be 3 by 2.
You are absolutely correct. So, Divyansh, you need to understand the concept. X minus 1 is a factor of px. So, first way, equate x minus 1 to 0, get the value of x. Now, substitute the value of x in the polynomial and equate it to 0. So, these are the steps which you need to
Okay,
follow.
ma'am.
Okay, so now you need to try with factorization, that is splitting of middle term. This all four parts you have to attempt. So fourth one is splitting of middle term. So when you look at this splitting of middle term, like 12x square minus 7x plus 1. Okay, so how can I split the middle term? You can see the middle term is minus 7x. So what is the way I used to tell you what identity you need to use here? Any ideas how to proceed with middle term splitting?
And we have to split minus 7.
Correct. So we need to split minus 7. So what a rough idea we
I'm
should discuss here. A into B. This is the coefficient of first term and that is the coefficient of last term. So A into B is 12 here. And if I do like, if I observe the middle term, then it should be A plus B. And what is the middle term here in our case? It is minus 7. So what should be the value of A and B so that both of this equation get satisfied?
Minus 3 minus 4.
You are correct. So minus 3 minus 4. Then minus 3 minus 4 will make minus 7 and minus 3 into minus 4 will make 12. So what we need to do? So I am splitting the middle term as minus 3x minus 4x plus 1. Okay, now what should I write after that? Anyone?
And we can take 4 common now.
Now from the first two term, you should say we can take not only 4,
x.
4x common. So I am opening the bracket. What should I write in the bracket?
I'm 3x
3x minus 1.
minus 1.
So 4 is wrong selection. You can see the second term is 3x. So what should be the correct selection? It should be 3x. I should take common. Then what should come in the bracket?
4x minus 1.
4x
Minus 1.
minus 1.
Ma'am,
Okay.
but 3x is there in the question also, it will be 4, right?
I did not understand what you say.
Ma'am, why you have taken 3x outside the bracket?
I have from the first two term, I
Now
find
the two
which is
terms,
common.
now
Which
the
is
two terms are coming 3x minus 1 and 4x minus 1.
Leona, what I am saying out of this first two term, what I am taking common, you can see I can take common as 3x. It is there in first term, it is there in second term. So I have written 3x.
Ma'am, I got confused.
Why? Now
Ma'am,
is it clear?
now yes, ma'am. Common we have
So
to.
जो ये ब्रैकेट में जो आ जाता है ना, वही आपको आईज क्लोज करके यू जस्ट राइट द सेम. Okay, now to make it happen, how can I make it happen? So here I have written 4x. So what should I write here? I should write minus 1. Minus 1 into 4x
3x
will make
minus
minus
1 and
4x,
4x minus 1.
and minus 1 into minus 1 will make me 1. Okay, then after that, what should I write?
3x minus 1 and 4x minus 1 will be the
Correct. 3x minus 1 and 4x minus 1.
if I have done like this.
Correct. So let's proceed to the second part that we can complete in today's class. Then in the evening, we will be continuing with important ones.
Ma'am, can we take 6 and 1 as a number?
Excellent. So it should be 6 and 1. So 6x plus x. Okay, then what should I do after that? What is there common in first and second term?
Ma'am,
X is common. What else in number?
And
2. 2 is there both in first and second term. So what remains in first
X
bracket?
plus 3.
X plus 3. And if I look at the last two term, there is nothing common, that is 1 only. So I can write,
And then we got the factors 2x plus 1 and x plus 3.
correct, 2x plus 1 and x plus 3.
yes.
Okay, so let's continue tomorrow in the evening. Sorry, today in the evening. आज एक और क्लास है हमारी, मैथ्स की ही कंटिन्यू करेंगे.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so prepare well before that class and have your doubt in front of me.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, okay, all of you put your hard work.